If you have your plate divided into thirds, you want a third of that to be your protein, a third of that to be your carbs, and then a third of that to be your fats. Okay, so like you don't want to pack on a bunch of peanuts on that 1/3, but spatially wise on your plate, you're going to be broken into thirds. Okay. I don't think I really had much more written down about the zone diet, but this is what me and Shannon did. And we can fill in lunch and other snacks as examples, but I think you can kind of see that's how it works out. We would normally stick with our, we try to stick with our fruits and our high glycemic carbs, either in the morning or based around your workout. So if you're working out at 5 a.m. in the morning, you don't have to sweat it too much if you're pounding a banana or something that's higher glycemic. Okay. What you don't want to do is eat that right before you go to bed. All right. Your metabolism is slowing down. You want to sleep. You don't want to have high blood sugar right before you go to bed. Okay. The zone diet, again, it focuses on the you'll see the penalty and reward system for the high glycemic versus the low glycemic. Okay, and that's what the zone diet kind of. They'll tell you it's like a hormonal type diet. They're trying to regulate your hormone levels, your insulin levels, whatever. Okay. But there is a clear effort at trying to level out your food. Okay. Now, when it comes to how you want to eat, as far as I know, everything that I've ever read is there's not really a huge difference. You see people that say, "Oh yeah, you should eat smaller meals, like 6 times a day," which is what me and Shannon did. But then there'll be a study that says, "Look, if you just eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's all you eat, that's fine." Okay. And if you're going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're going to see you're going to eat much bigger meals. Right. So if you're eating a 15-block day, and you're eating 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, and 5 at dinner, you're eating big meals. Okay. So you just have to figure out what works better for you. At this point in my life, if I try to eat that much food at once, I'm miserable. So I kind of stick to these smaller portions and eat more throughout the day. You kind of trick yourself too. It's kind of nice, like eating 6 times a day rocks because you almost feel like you're eating all the time. Like seriously, Shannon, people at work mention something to her all the time. She eats breakfast and then she has a morning snack, and then she's eating lunch, and then she's eating an afternoon snack, and then she's already talking about when she's off work at 5 eating dinner. So I mean, she's eating 3 times at work, and then talking about what she's going to eat for dinner when she's leaving. So people are like, "Oh, we eat all the time," and and then they compliment her for all the weight she's lost. So we tend to stick to the smaller meals more times throughout the day. Okay, that might not work for you, and I don't know that one is better than the other. Okay, but so any questions about the zone diet? Like, I'm more than happy to talk more about the zone diet. If you have any specific questions, what counts as what, or how to do it, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's really not that complicated.
I got a pre-workout question.
Yep.
3.5.
Yep.
And what do you do with it? You use it as a pre-workout snack, as a pre-workout?
You can. Shannon does that. So Shannon does. She does 3 block meals and 1 block snacks instead of 8, 9. So she eats 12 blocks a day because she eats 3, 6, 9 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then 10, 11, 12 for 3 snacks. And so what she actually does, she eats her 1 block snack before she comes and works out. She's kind of like me. Like, I can't come work out on an empty stomach. And so that's why 5 o'clock workouts are so hard for me, because I can't eat and then immediately work out, but I can't not eat and work out either. So it's like I have to have that window of eating and then waiting 30 to 45 minutes before I actually do anything. But that's what she does. She eats a snack in the morning, and it might be a bar or something, right? Because it's just a 1 block snack. And then she comes home, and I have her breakfast made, okay? And then she takes her morning snack, and then at work, and she eats lunch, and she has her afternoon snack. I said that right? She eats her breakfast when she comes home, yeah. And she has her snack at work, her lunch, and then her afternoon snack, and then dinner. And then she just doesn't have like a late.
I take the label and put it.
Yeah. Whereas I keep my evening snack. We eat dinner with the kids, and then after they go to bed, I'll eat something else. And then just try not to make it something super high sugar, high calorie. Okay. So that answer your question.
She said that she eats a lower bar before workout.
Yeah, and sometimes she'll split it up. She might eat like half of it and eat the other half when she gets home or something. I think she just has to have something on her stomach when she first wakes up. And I'm the same way. I just can't immediately go to a 5 a.m. workout. Like, that just kills me coming in here at 5
take 5 minutes though.
Yeah.
Sorry, church again.
And so I'll see y'all. And then the last thing I have written down is just I kind of compiled websites and phone numbers and addresses for some of the easy places you can go. And I'm more than happy to write them down if you want to copy them, or I can email them or send it to you. But a lot of this stuff is just off. You can go to CrossFit.com and you can click on the library section. And that's that link that I sent you, the PDF file of the Zone Diet. That's their official, the Zone Diet is the official CrossFit diet. So that what you're looking at right there is straight from the CrossFit website. Okay. And they give you the whole rundown. You know, they have their little taglines about the. In fact, I had that written down. I know I mentioned it. But, you know, they'll say that your diet should consist of, and that's what we have to take in our certification class. Your diet should be lean meats and veggies. Little starch, no sugar, like it's just general guidelines. Okay, so that you can get that from CrossFit. You can obviously Google it as well. I wrote on there the zone. Like you can Google the Zone Diet as well, but when you Google the Zone Diet for whatever reason, it'll take you to zonediet.com. But it's like there's nothing. You have to subscribe, and you can't actually look at anything. But if you'll just Google Zone Diet and CrossFit. It pulls up one called stanfordcrossfit.com, and it's another PDF file with some more foods on it that are particularly the carbs, the good carbs and the bad carbs. Okay. There's a website. I know a couple of people look at it, and it's called Eat to Perform, and it's just eattoperform.com. And theirs is pretty much the same take. They have this calculator. It's called a TDEE calculator. Basically how much energy you expend working out, you know, along with how much energy you take in eating, right? And what you're eating will be less than what you expend, and you'll lose weight. So they have a whole website. They talk a lot. Eat to Perform talks a lot about liquid carbs. They're super big on liquid carbs. And so these protein shakes and things like that have all these added carbs in them. They give you energy to work out. They really focus on making your workouts as efficient and get you as strong and as lean as possible. But it's a good website nonetheless. PaleoDiet.com has a lot of recipes. That's what me and Shannon kind of started there. Pretty simple to remember, PaleoDiet.com. And again, you can just Google half of these. What we have here in the gym, the Bedrock Eating Suites. They have the website, it's bedrockEatingSuites.com. I think they have a flyer over there. Most of their meals are paleo, depending on how strict you want to keep it. They use, I think she uses canola oil and stuff like that in some of them. And so, like on John's paleo challenge that we had, it's not strictly paleo, but it's still healthy. And those are pre-made meals. Most of them are like $12 a piece, and some of them are even big enough to feed 2 people. And so, me and Shannon will usually order 1 or 2. I know Chad and Amy order from them pretty often. It's kind of nice, good healthy meal. You don't have to cook, right? It's already, you just heat it up, eat it, save you a little bit of time. There's one called ZayconFresh.com, ZAYCON fresh.com, and they do frozen bulk items like chicken, like fairly cheap. I think it's, it ends up being like $2.99 a pound or something for organic chicken. You buy it in bulk, you buy it in 20 and 30 pound bricks of chicken, and kind of portion off what you need, keep the rest of it in your freezer. So save you some money that way as well, and it's healthy. And they have more than just chicken. I think they have steaks and pork as well. I think they do sausages and stuff. Another one that it's out in Cordova is GoUltimateFoods.com. They have I know they have another location somewhere closer to Midtown. But the one in Cordova is over there by the Cordova movie theater and like the Sheridan's frozen custard place. And it's very similar to Bedrock, but not as focused on paleo. So it's clean eating, it's healthy, it's black beans and vegetables and things like that, but not necessarily paleo.
Is their food the same price?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like the prepackaged meals, and they're anywhere from $10 to $12, and it'll be like chicken enchiladas with some kind of slaw or vegetable, and it's a pretty good size. They come in these little tins with the top on them. But whereas Bedrock kind of delivers it to you like that, I don't know that the Go Ultimate Foods does delivery. Theirs is more of like it's like a convenience store. Like you walk in and they have all the meals right there. You just pick what you want and go. Whereas with the Bedrock, she has the menu of like, this is what you can pick on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's it. And then two of them online that I like that go along with the Zone Diet that I know I've brought them in here before. There's one called primalpacks.com, and there's one called stevespaleogoods.com. I think most people are familiar with Steve Paleo Good. But they have these prepackaged snacks, and beef jerky, and it'll have cranberries and strawberries and mangoes, like dried fruit in it, and then it'll have some kind of mixture of like macadamia nuts or almonds or cashews, and then they're vacuum sealed in these packs. They're great. You can buy them in larger or small packs, and a small pack is one block. It's 1 ounce of jerky and 1 ounce of the fruit and 1 ounce of the nuts and seeds. And or you can buy the larger one, which I think is it's either 2 or 3 blocks. And the Steve Paleo Goods, it's the same thing, it's just a different company. They're a little more expensive. And those are great because you can order, like sometimes I'll order 20 of them at a time. And like the primal packs are, I think they're like $3 a piece. And so you spend $60 and you get 20 of these packets where when you're trying to do your meal plan for the week, and like what snack I want to eat on Tuesday, it's just quick, you can just grab one of those. It's kind of a prepackaged meal. Okay. So I definitely ran over it. Yeah.
I have a question. So how long did it take for you to sort of rid your house of all the, low quality foods?
Not too long. We got rid of a lot. I remember one of the first things we did was we just threw away all the stuff that we haven't eaten in like the last, like if it's been in our pantry longer than 3 or 4 months, we just threw it away. Right? It's like, well, it's been 3 or 4 months and I still haven't eaten it, so I'm not gonna eat it now. So yeah, we got rid of a ton of like, just stuff like we used to buy those like corn muffin mixes, where you just add milk and an egg and bake it. And just all kinds of like, just stupid stuff like that. Flour, like pastas, and Uncle Ben's instant rice, hamburger helper things and stuff. And it's like we hadn't even been eating them, so we just tossed it all. Or some of it went into expired. We donated some of it, but took it to Bellevue and whatnot. But yeah, it didn't take too long. We still kept some of it. Like we have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, so we have candy in the house and stuff like that. We eat M&Ms and things, but it didn't take too terribly long. And we still have some things that are in the house that we don't eat, but if my parents come over, so we still keep, like I can't remember the last time I ate pasta, like spaghetti, but we still have it in the house because like when my dad comes over, he likes spaghetti, so we'll cook spaghetti for them. But
so do you eat like that on the weekends also, or pretty much Monday through?
No, I mean, honestly, and I'm sure I know everybody's different, but once we kind of got into it, like that just kind of became the norm. I remember seeing something a while back that I think it takes 12 weeks to form a habit, and it takes, I don't know, it was like 30-something weeks to break one. And so it was kind of cool because when we first started this, again, I had the motivation of, I want to lose the weight. And honestly, paying my membership fees was like a serious motivation. It's like, okay, I'm spending this much money to come work out, I'm gonna eat right. That was like a big motivator for me. And so once we did this for a couple of months, Saturday and Sunday was just another day. Like this is what we're gonna eat. And so we would meal plan the whole, like on Sunday we would do the whole week. And so on Saturday we were going to a birthday party or we were going to relatives or something. Like at first that would be like a cheat day. Like, well, they're making sweet potato casserole with marshmallows on top. And okay, well, so and you would kind of try to prepare for that, right? And that was another thing that I didn't mention, but like the good thing about any of this stuff is like if you'll stick to this, it to me it makes me feel a lot less guilty when I cheat, right? Like if we have a party at your house or something. I want to have a 6-pack of beer or eat some cake and stuff. I don't care. I just eat it. I don't even give it a second thought. Like, I'll eat 2 pieces of cake, whatever, right? Because I know I'm going to go right back on my regular, it's not even a diet. It's just, that's how I'm going to eat. And so, it might suck on one day when I come here and we get a work out. I'm kind of feeling funky. But, and Shannon, I think, being a female, not stereotyping, but I think she struggled a little bit more with that. Like when we started doing this, if we were gonna go have Sheridan's or we were gonna go to J. Alexander's and have a piece of cake after dinner, she struggled with that a lot more. She's like, oh, I mean, this cheesecake, we're not supposed to be eating anymore. I'm like, so what? It's like, don't worry about it, just eat it, don't even think about it. And John Hanks, I think, kind of, we talked about that a while back, and I think it's just as harmful to stress about cheating than it is to just do it and then move on,
So what
right?
do you suggest for somebody like Amanda who is, you know, she wants to start eating healthy, but
Yeah.
her household is
Yeah.
another factor. It's
Yeah,
just
like
maybe
kids and
her.
stuff,
Well, I'm an 18-year-old, and
Okay.
that, I mean, he's just not into it.
and they're not gonna do it with you.
No,
Yeah,
there is a boyfriend, so it's like, I have 2 guys that I could afford that, no, you need my
yeah.
junkie.
You know, I'm not an expert in that. That's how we started. When I started doing this, Shannon was going to the boot camp and really had no intentions of, she's like, I'm not doing paleo or whatever that zone diet, or I'm not keeping up with blocks. And she was kind of doing, she was just sort of focusing on eating clean. And so there for a while, for probably 3 or 4 months, like I was making 2 different things for everybody, 3 different things, because the boys were still eating chicken nuggets and corn dogs, and we kind of got them off of those. But she would eat, you know, steel cut oatmeal, which when I was starting, I was going straight paleo, so you know, I was a no-no. So it's like I would make her oatmeal, and I'd make me eggs, and the boys would have something jelly toast, and I'm like, ugh. But you know, just my experience. Shannon finally she kind of got on board with me because the same thing. She got tired of making 3 different things for people. When it comes to an 18-year-old,
Everyone's on board.
yeah, oh, it definitely makes it easier when everybody's on board. So, all I can say is that if you're like the only one doing it,
Yeah.
you know, you can either, you know, you can have a heart to heart with everybody and like, look, you know, just because y'all want to do this, I do. So, you know, you live here, you can help me out as well. And so, you know, if they have to make you something, you know, I don't know how y'all split up cooking and things like
Oh, it's
that.
all on me.
Okay, well, you know, so you can either go the route of making yourself, you know, making 2 different meals, you know, make them something for dinner, make yourself something for dinner, and best case scenario, they see a big change in you, and they decide they want to do, you know, you set the example, they see a big change, and they decide they want to do that too, and it might get easier for you.
They both need to.
Yeah, and you know, when you go out to eat, I'd actually say it's probably easier when you go out to eat, because it's just a matter of picking.
Right.
Making a better choice. So if they want to go to McDonald's, you know, I would say that their salad with the little corn strips and the little dressing, it's not the best thing, but it's better than a McBLT, you know, Big Mac or whatever. So, you know, let them eat their fries and you can, you know, eat your salad or whatever. But when you go to like a nicer restaurant, I've noticed just, you know, over the last year or 2 that in general, most places at least offer something. Like even when you go to Chili's, you know, they have the light and fresh menu or whatever, you know, less than 500 calories, and you know, it'll be salmon and broccoli. And so it just kind of depends on what you're in the mood. You know, if we're just going somewhere to eat just to go because you don't want to cook, then I might be willing to pay money to eat sort of a bland piece of Chili's salmon and broccoli. Whereas if it's a date night or something and we're going downtown, I'm not worried about myself diet. I'm just gonna, if we go to Flight or J. Alexander's, I'm just gonna get whatever I want. So it's just gonna be about choices for you. Yeah, and hopefully, yeah, you never know. Like they'll see the difference in you and they'll want to do the same thing. So, or hopefully they love you enough that they'll maybe change their eating a little bit around you and not sit right in front of you and eat like a huge slice of chocolate.
We'll see.
I did the same thing. My mom, she is a lifelong Weight Watchers, and she's a yo-yo. You know, she'll drop 50 pounds and she'll gain 50 pounds, and so you know, I get that to look forward to in genetics. But she's done it for so long that I did the same thing. Like whenever I was around her, when I was playing football and I could eat anything I wanted because I was young, I made a mental note to not do that for my mom. Right? Like so, hopefully maybe we'll do that for you.
We'll see.
You can only hope.
Yeah.
think that's everything.
Well, thank you for all
So hopefully
the,
it helps. Oh, I did have, I'm sorry, I did have one more thing. It's a little bit of a drive. Whiteville, Tennessee, if you've never been there. Backerman's Deli. It's pretty awesome. They have pretty much everything you would need. Like it's all like old, they're Mennonites. Yeah. And so it's like old school, like they churn their cheese and their butter and stuff, and it's like all grass-fed beef and organically raised chicken. And like they don't feed the chickens like meat; they just eat worms and grubs and stuff out in the yard. Like they're totally free-range chickens. And so you can get like this organic, great chicken. It's like $2.99 a pound, and it's like literally these huge breasts of chicken and boneless, skinless, all that kind of stuff. It's out in Whiteville. I have the phone number and address if anybody really wants it, but it's a little bit of a drive. Like from here, it's probably 20 minutes, but it's well worth it. It's the kind of place you would go and take like a cooler, and you would buy. They have like the pre-packaged steaks, grass-fed beef, like steak, you know, and sirloin and ribeyes, and New York strips. And I think it's like steaks are like $8.99 a pound versus you go to Kroger for like $17.99.
I mean, if y'all are interested in doing that, Ty and I order from them also, so
Yeah.
if you want to get some, we can pick it up for you, so that you wouldn't have to go out there, so that's an option.
Yeah.
It's high quality meats for a reasonable price.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
You can make it to Whiteville in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I need a helicopter to go.
It's straight on 64.
Yeah.
I turn down customers all the time.
Yeah.
Whiteville.
Yeah, I think it's not even too white.
No,
It's between Somerville and Whiteville.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's only like 20 minutes because I can get there from my office in Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
It's only like 10 minutes. Yeah. The part that sucks is driving through Somerville. It's 30 miles per hour.
It changes.
Yeah, it goes from 65 to 30 real quick. Yeah. But yeah, it's not too, it's just right there on the south side of the road, right past Somerville. And I even have their hours written down. They're open Monday through Saturday. Got the phone number. So yeah, if it's something you're interested in, yeah, you can. I go out there, and I've got one of my employees that goes out there like once a month. Kelly and Ty apparently go out there. So I think there's a couple people that go out there, and it's a great place to just. When we go grocery shopping, we try to buy all of our food like a week at a time. Depending on how straight you're gonna go, you're gonna find the whole outside of the grocery aisle. You skip all the stuff in the middle. But like the days of shopping for like a month's worth of groceries, it's not gonna happen because when you're trying to eat fresh and like your stuff tends to like your expiration dates are pretty low. So we usually do a week at a time, maybe 2 weeks. You find your stuff at Costco and Whole Foods and places like that. They like it. Normally when you buy a fresh steak, you gotta eat it within 3 or 4 days. It's not gonna last you unless you're freezing it. So that's why I'm usually the one that does all the grocery shopping. I'll go on Monday and we kind of buy the whole week. Next Monday I go back. So it's definitely a little bit of a change. You have to be sort of at first. You've got to be kind of deliberate, meal planning. There's a little bit of math involved, but I mean it definitely pays off. Like it's really not that bad. It's pretty good, pretty cool little diet, and like you learn it pretty quick, all your numbers and the math and stuff. So, and I found it kind of fun, like gaming the system, right? Like oh yeah, I can pay $8.99 a pound at Kroger, but man, if I drive out to Whiteville, it's $2.99 a pound. Like man, it's $6 off. So it's less about penny pinching and more about just figuring out where to do it and maximizing your returns, I guess. So that's my spiel on nutrition. Any questions? Cool. I was super worried I didn't even have like an hour's worth of stuff to talk about.
No, that was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I'll go over the major health stuff on the next one.